coming to you live from just outside the swamp of the nation's capital. Get ready for invigorating talk, commentary, and debate on the issues affecting your life. Grab your favorite drink. It's Nightcaps with Nate. Now, here's Nate.
Hey, welcome back to another Nightcaps with Nate. I'm Nathan. Hey, I got with me tonight for our Rapid Fire Thursday. It's kind of a new thing we're going to do where we're going to go over more topics in a shorter amount, same amount of time, but shorter amount per topic. I've got Natalie, our resident liberal, and my sister, love her to death, but she is on the wrong side of the family. I got Kareem. He is probably in between Natalie and myself. He is a proud black Republican. That's why I love the guy. Common sense prevailed. Actually, we interviewed him last Thursday, so everybody should remember him. If not, go back and watch last Thursday's episode. He now has a mic, so he's going to have better audio. So, how you guys doing? What are you drinking, first of all? Natalie, go first. What are you drinking?
Oh, I'm just drinking some Mountain Dew tonight.
Oh, goodness. Got to lay off the alcohol.
I need the energy today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kareem, show it. What do you got?
And I can't prepare for Natalie this time. I'm highly disappointed after the last show. So I had to get me a gallon of that Carlos Rossi wine, sangria, and a bottle of that Douce. You know, I can't prepare.
That's fancy.
All this for you, and you ain't even got nothing but some Mountain Dew.
I know, you know what? It's finals time for me. I'm a student, and so, yeah, I'm drinking some Mountain Dew.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I give her props. She is one of the few, the proud, not the Marines, but a soldier in the United States Army. She did her time, had some babies, and now she's using that GI Bill, going to school, making something great of her family. Very proud of my sister.
Thank you.
I don't want to get all emotional, but I love my sister. She's done well for herself. Now, if we can just get her on the right side of politics, we're good. But I don't think that's. Hey, if she was on my side of politics, she wouldn't be on the show. So you guys wouldn't be able to meet her.
Nathan, you have two master's degrees, and somehow you're a conservative.
I know. That's why when they say that conservatives are not highly educated, and I don't even tell people that, but yes.
Smart guy.
Well, you know, it was very liberal. I went to Jesuit universities, and you know, they're very liberal for Catholics. So let me see. I had to change up the computer. Sorry about last night. I don't know if I said that already, but last night the whole system just crashed. So I got my son's gaming computer until my custom build computer comes in the mail due to coronavirus. It's been delayed like a month. It's from HP. I'm not going to give shout outs to HP because how dare you delay my computer.
Mm-hmm.
But I do understand the circumstances. So my son's got some like huge gaming computer. It has like liquid cooling and everything. So beyond my thing. All right. So we are going to get into our rapid fire. Now, you guys cannot see the screen, but the viewers can. So keep that in mind. I am going to read off. Governor Cuomo extends New York coronavirus lockdown until May 15th despite hospitalizations hitting record low and says we still do not know how many people are infected. Still give the guy, I give him a B- right now. Been out there just doing a pretty good job. Not as good as other governors, but doing a pretty good job. Definitely better than that lady in Michigan. If you look on the screen, you will see that the net change in hospitalizations for a 3-day average is way down. I love to see that bell curve. All right, so in statistics, we want to see that nice bell curve. Yes, the deaths are still up. One reason is because they started classifying any deaths, even without a test, where they think they died of COVID, is going to be on there. So the deaths are up, but that's not what we're looking at. We're looking at hospitalizations. That's the best metric besides any other metric. What do you think, Natalie? May 15th too long?
I'm sorry?
Do you think May 15th is too long? Can people hold out another few weeks?
I'm wondering if May 15th, I don't think that's too long at all. That might be too short.
Yeah. Well, you know what they're going to do? They're going to open up before Memorial Day. They have to almost, especially the southern states, because they're just tourism is their lifeblood, and you know, and you're going to start getting people riding, man. They're getting stir crazy.
I know it, but they're just going to have to, sit tight and deal with it and drink some water because we have drink water.
Beat the heat.
Yeah, remember that?
Beat the heat. Yeah.
We have last night we had about 30,000 new cases. The day before that, and for a few days running, We had only about 26,000, maybe 27,000 cases per day, and for some reason yesterday it went up to 30,000 new
Well,
cases.
part of that's what we're going to go over in a little bit here. Testing capacity is way up. That's why I wish world meters and the public could see the hospitalization rates, how it is on this chart, because that really is the best metric.
Yeah. Well, and I'm really proud of our Michigan governor.
All right.
I'm really proud of Governor Whitmer because our testing capabilities in Michigan went up by 40%.
We're going to discuss that. We'll discuss it. That's another slide.
With people crowding Lansing and blocking.
We're going to discuss that in a minute. Moving on.
From coming through.
Move on.
And I just got to hand it to her. She's dealing with it with grace, and she's doing a very good job.
All right. So when we get to that slide, you've used up your time. Go ahead, Kareem.
Yeah, I think that Governor Cuomo is doing an excellent job. How he handled the coronavirus in the city of New York. Very impressed, even though he's a Democrat, very impressed how he handled it with the poise and kept people calm. And he kind of over-prepared, but I think that was the best approach to take, especially with that large population New York has.
Yeah. New York's like Chicago, man. Everybody lives right on top of each other.
It's crazy. It's like, what, 20 million people almost?
Well, in that area. It's 8 million in the 5 boroughs, the city. And, I mean, that's just a lot of people packed into one area.
That's a lot. And
No, I think you're cutting out.
Volume.
Yeah, I think your volume went down,
Mic.
buddy.
Check your mic.
You might have hit mute on accident or something. All right, go ahead and get that checked out. But I will echo what Kareem said. And another thing he did is he's taken on that real idiot mayor that they got down there in New York City. I mean, even his approval ratings are way low in New York City. Mayor de Blasio.
Right.
Oh, there you are. You're back. He really has overstepped him and said, no, New York City, you're a city. I'm the governor. I'll tell you when we're going to reopen. And I agree with his tough stance. He's not scared to take on his thing. No. That's why if a Democrat won, he wouldn't scare me as much as, say, Dementia Joe, only because he's got dementia and definitely somebody else.
We're calling him Dementia Joe.
That's my nickname for him.
I like Cuomo. I really do like him as a leader.
He's shown good leadership. He reminds me of a military commander.
Yeah, and he's very transparent. He knows how to articulate himself, get his thoughts across.
And he wears nipple rings.
I ain't know all that now.
You didn't watch the show when they had the thing. All right, next topic. Police Department issues final warning to Maryland residents and orders them to wear pants while checking their mailbox. It says on the Taneytown, Maryland Police Department page, please remember on their Twitter, please remember to put pants on before leaving the house to check your mailbox. You know who you are. This is your final warning. All right, man, listen, I kind of live out there, and when it's dark, I don't go to the mailbox in my skivvies and my boxers. But sometimes if I got to take trash out and put in my receptacle out the door, I've been known to go out in my boxers.
Yeah. Me too. I do it all the time.
Maybe not the whole mailbox.
Now, the mailbox is a little bit of a walk, but it's been pretty times I done ran out there with my box and put the trash out and ran to my truck and put it and move my box.
Well, what about at least like a bathrobe? Somebody could have done a bathrobe before they go.
Biker shorts, the way boxers are made these days, they like biker shorts back in the 80s.
Natalie, you want in on this one?
No, I'll let you boys have it.
All right, wear your underwear. No excuse. Just because we're all locked down doesn't mean we want to see your nastiness, man. Now, I will say, there's, Ariana Grande. If she lived next door, she can go out and check her stuff in her skivvies, okay? But everybody else, especially my neighbors, please, hope you're not watching.
No comment.
First drive-through coronavirus testing site opens in Flint. This goes into Natalie saying that they are increasing capacity at 40% in Michigan. Why in the hell is Flint, Michigan just now getting a first drive-through testing center when here in West Virginia, with our awesome Republican governor, we've had drive-through testing centers for weeks now. And this is remote West Virginia. I think we have 90 stations or something.
I can't wait to hear this, Natalie.
Go ahead.
Well,
you're unprepared governor.
Well, okay, I don't know why. I don't know.
Unprepared?
I know that the population of Flint has gone way down since the Flint water crisis. So there might be I don't know what the population is for Flint, Michigan. Maybe that's something to Google.
It's about probably when I was a kid, it went from 200,000 to 120,000. Now it's probably about 70.
That was before the Flint water crisis, thank God, because we lived there. But since then, the whole city is just pretty much bled out. So we'd have to look at population size. And the thing is that we're just now getting the drive-through centers. We're finally getting them in. And we have one for Flint, and they have to be spread out throughout the state. So.
Well, okay. And Detroit's just now getting some big ones. I mean, my thing is, come on, people. We've known about this crisis for a while now. It's been going on for a while now. If you just now getting,
I don't think it's for a lack of trying. I think that we've been trying to get every resource. I mean, for crying out loud, Michigan, right now is on lockdown. I mean, we even have the lawn and garden and everything taped off. I don't think that we're
your lack of preparedness,
a lack of effort to not get tests for our state. We're doing everything that we possibly can for our state.
I mean, could this be because there's a lack of tests for the United States as a whole? Because as a while, people couldn't even get the test.
Well, no.
We've turned down, so how many tests from the World Health Organization, and I mean, I don't really know what to say about that. Maybe some bad federal leadership.
Oh, okay.
All right. I will quickly address that. Listen, it is up to the states to take care of their people. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And if they didn't, that's their problem. All right.
But this is a national emergency, and so we need to take our resources both from the state and from the federal level because it's a
national man.
It's not a state emergency; it's a national emergency.
Hold on,
we're going to utilize all of our resources on the state level and on the federal.
Okay. See,
and even on a global level,
this is what upset me. When it's time to make a decision on a federal level for the states, then all the states have an issue. But when they don't make a decision to allow the states to handle it, then the federal government is not supporting the states.
Right.
I mean, come on now, you can't pick.
Listen. All I'm saying is that we have to use all of our resources. This isn't a state problem. This isn't even a national problem. This is a global problem. So we need to use our resources on a state level.
So
we need to use our resources on the federal level, which means that
President
will have to help the states, and he will have to set policies for the states too.
All right, let's keep it rapid fire.
And it's on a global level, which means we need to take whatever tests are available from the World Health Organization, and we need to all act together. And take this seriously.
Well, we're not going to get them from the World Health Organization because thanks to them being complicit with China and hiding the fact that they had a coronavirus in the first place, we're defunding the World Health Organization to the tune of $400 million. But I think what Kareem was saying, hey, if you agree that, fine, it's a national problem, then why can't Trump reopen everybody's economy? Why can't they get up into state business? It's funny because states don't want the president in their business until the press says, hey, why isn't Trump locked down the whole national economy? If Trump can't lock down the whole national economy, he can't reopen it.
Like somebody asking you for help, but then telling you how to help them.
Yeah. It's like I used to tell people, man, if you want a business loan or a house loan, guess what? You're asking people to get up in your business because they're about to give you a lot of money. Same with the federal government. All right, moving on. Good debate there. First, that's the thing. All right, so back to Governor Cuomo. Extends New York coronavirus lockdown until May 15th. Washington, D.C. till May 16th. Major cities, it looks like, what I'm going here is that, looks like if you live in a major metro area, you are going to be locked down for, well, today's the 16th of April for at least another month. Like I said, I think they're going to reopen sooner than later. Relaxing coronavirus lockdowns measures too soon would have a catastrophic consequences and lead to an exponential explosion in COVID-19 infections, MIT model says. I'm not sure how much I trust in models because we've seen how wrong that they've had it, where they've kind of overblown the problem. But I do believe that when we all come together, the country better have a unified message and maybe let the young people out first with masks and gloves, and then we just start slowly doing it. Because if everybody gets out at once, man, it's going to be we're going to knock off 2% of the elderly population.
Oh man.
I don't think that we're going to really be. I think that groups they might open up all the shops and everything this summer or whatever. But I think that large gatherings, I don't think that they're going to they're going to be lawful, or they're not going to be in place until 2021. That's
You're
I
saying,
don't-
well, then what are they going to do? They're not going to cancel a whole nother sports season. They just won't do it.
I don't know.
So what would you consider large gatherings, like restaurants, nightclubs? What would you consider large gatherings? I know big sporting events, but you know,
I don't think that, I don't know, but I was reading today from, I think USA Today, and they were saying that they don't think that it's going to be reopened until 2021, and so I don't.
Speaking of USA Today, I didn't put it in here. I don't think I put it in here. But they did a fact check today. I think you don't want to include me in on it. That's a biased-ass fact check. They said, no, yes, you can too buy seeds in Michigan. And they said the reason why they made that claim false for all the people pissed off in Michigan is because you can buy it online. Nobody ever said you couldn't buy it online. They said that you couldn't go to the store, and it's silly. If you're at Walmart to buy meat and chicken, why can't you pick up a shovel while you're there? You know. And so, anyways, moving on from that.
Because we need people to stay home and only go when they need to.
Yeah, only Michigan. Michigan is so special that they're the only ones that can't do that. So, moving on.
Leave it to the states.
Again. Oh, yeah. Oh, I agree. Leave it to states. That is a state's issue, and that's why Governor Whitmer's in deep shit with her constituents. All right, this one.
It was just a second. It was an LA mayor who says that the ban on large-scale events could last until 2021.
Yeah, but he's been advocating since the beginning.
Business Insider.
The LA mayor has been advocating for a shutdown till 2021 this whole time. So it's one thing you can say he's an idiot, but he's consistently an idiot. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you understand that they have a large population in that area too, just like New York. So,
but they're not like New York or Chicago where it's built on top of each other. They're so spread out.
It's a little spread out. It depends. In the urban areas, like, you know, with large Hispanic communities and where it's a lot of blacks, they are kind of, you know, tight in those areas. So, you know, the Hispanic community is the community in Los Angeles, so I can imagine why he feel that way.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you.
I mean, I'm just being real.
Yeah, I can see. 2 Florida doctors arrested after stealing a Trump flag while their little kids are on there, one in diaper, the other one's crying. You're going to go to jail. I do have a video of it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. If I can, then I'll play it. But I mean,
you need to find that video for the viewers. They need to see that.
All right. So before I do that, 2 Florida doctors, both ironically hate Trump, but they're both let's just say it, pussy grabbers by profession. They're gynecologists. All right, that's my bad joke. Okay. Physician parents possessed with @real Donald Trump hatred so much they steal a senior citizen's Trump flag with kids in tow. The little boy is begging them to stop. Apparently 2 medical degrees lack the decency and common sense of a child. Despicable parenting, to a Representative Matt Getz said. Let me see if I can bring this video up real quick. All right, go ahead and go on mute. Kids are yelling, please stop, I don't want you to go to jail. They're crying. Mom, don't worry. Just don't worry, we're fine. So it's caught on a Ring camera. There they are tearing down the flag. Caused a bunch of damage. Poor little boy and 2 little boys crying. So apparently they were drunk, and they decided, hey, you know what? It'd be a great idea to take that Trump flag down. I hate that Trump guy. And 2 doctors decided with their kids in tow, one in just a diaper, to just tear it down. Caused a bunch of damage. They're looking at, they were booked into jail and released $10,000 or $4,000 or something like that in destruction of property. Go ahead, Natalie. Defend your people.
I want to hear it.
defend my. I think that there's stupidity on both sides. I mean, yeah.
What?
Obviously. Well,
Who's more law-abiding in their protests typically?
I'm sorry.
Which side is typically more law-abiding in their protests?
Protest.
Yeah, in other words, they don't beat people up. They don't steal people's stuff. They don't rip MAGA hats off people.
Do you not remember all of the years or all of the months that, when Trump, all the KKK people and how people were being terrorized?
No.
Because
I remember media making much ado about nothing, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, Antifa runs the streets of
I don't know
Portland.
how to argue my side if you keep attacking media and the only sources we have. So.
Well, let's focus on the situation that took place. Yeah. Nobody has the right, I don't care what's in your yard, to go and tear anything down because they don't like it.
Yeah.
Well, but I think that they were two doctors, which are usually reasonable people. I think they had too much to drink.
They did.
I think they felt strongly about Trump, and I think they did something stupid. And I think that Trumpers do that crap, and I think that liberals do that crap. I think that
I think liberals do more emotional stuff like that because liberalism is based on emotion. It's not based on logic.
The doctors, though. I mean.
Well, it isn't just your people, Natalie.
Doctors do you really know?
It isn't really. It really isn't. You're just your people. It's Kareem's people too, because it's Florida, and that's where he's hailing from right now. So defend your people.
You know the headline, Florida man.
Yeah. Florida. Well, hey, I am proud that this doctor doesn't have a mullet, and it looks like they all have their teeth. So that's a plus. All right, next story. Everything we know about the Wuhan lab that may have unleashed the coronavirus. So, come to find out, intelligence, believe it or not, and even the left stream media is kind of picking up on it too. Fox News said several administration officials who believe that with increasing confidence, quote unquote, that the outbreak was actually caused by an experiment in a Wuhan laboratory, not meant to be nefarious, but cables from intelligence in 2018 came down saying, hey, we need to watch this lab over there in Wuhan because they have some pretty shoddy practices in some areas with safety. And just, one little virus gets out, this could be a pandemic. And sure enough, China has blamed it on the wet market. But come to find out, at that particular wet market in that area, they don't eat bats. It's because that's kind of a regional thing. So they weren't selling bats in that area. So now they're, China's, we got to take China up, man. And we got to.
All right, be careful.
I'm not saying go to war with them, but we need to keep doing what Trump is doing with that maximum pressure because bottom line, they're just stepping all over themselves.
Yeah. I was surprised when I seen that China was building their army and growing, their military strength was growing.
Yeah.
I knew North Korea was already doing it years from living there and just watching them over the years. But North Korea and China, they border each other, so that's a dangerous situation there that we need to probably address with an iron fist.
Well, and additionally, we need to get the world together and say, hey, we're not putting up with it. If you want to be a world leader, which they kind of are now with their economy growing so much. With them even building, they're aggressive. They're building these man-made islands out in international water and claiming it as their own now because it's their land. Yeah. For far too long, we had too many politicians that were all talking, no action. Just like what Trump said. And finally, we started taking them on, and then this happened. This is just further proof that China has grown too quickly, and they're more worried with their image than they are with being a world or global leader or player in the market.
Let me ask you real quick to rapid fire. What do you think of some aggressive approaches we take against China?
What do you think we can do against China?
Yeah,
Well, we could get the European Union ourselves. Russia is always going to be a pain in our butt. Iran is, and they're not even a big country. But we can get the Asian countries, South Korea, Japan, and all them. We could come together and say, hey, look, we're all signing this agreement that you need to do this, this, and this, or we're gonna start not ending trade with you because that'd be disastrous. But we're gonna start scaling back what we allow to be built in your country and all that.
The only tool that we have to use with China is in trade, like with our
exactly.
That's the only tool that we have,
and that's why it worked so effectively.
Yep.
Yep.
I actually agree. That's one of the things I agree with Trump is that I don't disagree with.
Oh, I'm gonna remember this episode.
No, sometimes Nathan and I will hit a spot where we agree with each other. I think that, and I think that most Democrats, I mean, a lot of Democrats, kind of feel like with his tariffs that he put on China just did it right back, and so it was like, what's the point, But I still think that with 20 or 30 years ago, they weren't a world power, so we kind of let them get away with charging like high tariffs, and we kind of let them get away with a lot of what they do. And now, they are a world power like us, and it's time for everybody to be on the same trading playing field. And so I don't have a problem with charging them tariffs and
no, most Democrats don't. That's all politics. They agree because Obama ran on taking on China. He just never did it. Bush, I'm bipartisan on my criticism. Bush ran on the same thing. We're going to take on China. Never did it. Okay? Yeah. Ever since Clinton got them into the World Trade Organization as the most favored nation status, they have been a big pain in the butt. And we gave them years and years to get it right. They devalue their currency. They cheat on training. They make our companies give up our intellectual property to sell in there. Heck, they even had the NBA too scared to side with Hong Kong. A report came out that Bloomberg didn't run Bloomberg News, not Bloomberg himself, but his news agency, wouldn't run a story because they were scared they're going to get kicked out of China. And we got to say, hey, look, our companies stand up for American values. All right, moving on. Michigan's emergency stay-at-home order is a hot mess. Now, 4 sheriffs say they will not be enforcing parts of it. They said they're going to take it on a case-by-case basis. That would be Leelanau County Sheriff Mike Borkovich, Benzie County Sheriff Ted Schendel, Manistee County. I think they meant to say Manistee County. Never heard of Manistee, but County Sheriff Ken Falk and Mason County Sheriff Kim Cole says we will deal with it on a case-by-case basis. Your governor, our governor, well, not mine anymore because I'm not in Michigan, neither are you. So our former Michigan governor came out with this soundbite here. Let me see if I can play it, and I'll reprise it for you. Hold on.
Were you surprised by if there's not maybe hundreds, if not thousands of people outside? Are you surprised by the number of people that turned out today outside the Capitol?
So the question was, are you surprised that with the number of people that showed up outside the Capitol? And basically what the governor's about to go on and say, hey, they blocked, there were reports that they blocked an ambulance coming in. Come to find out, of course, in this day of instant information, we got a statement on the right from the hospital saying, no, everybody is fine. So she was lying there. She's also lying about this one guy who met with Trump, who is a survivor of COVID-19. Apparently he got it off touching a gas handle, like we can't get gloves and hand sanitizer. And then she says, what you're going to hear in a minute here, if this thing gets extended, it's probably their fault for having 200 people on the Capitol grounds. Because everybody else stayed in their car, but there was about 200 or 300 people there. But here we go.
Well, as I said, I'm disappointed. I think that, we saw a number of posts about people blocking the ability for an ambulance to get into Sparrow Hospital.
Lies.
We know that CATA bus service had to put out a special bulletin because they weren't able to help people get to their essential needs, whether it's getting to the grocery store or to the pharmacy. We know that this demonstration is going to come at a cost to people's health. It already did in those 2 examples. But we know that when people gather that way without masks, they were in close proximity, they were touching one another, that's how COVID-19 spreads. And so the sad irony here is that the protest was that they don't like being in this stay-home order, and they may have just created a need to lengthen it.
So she says the sad irony is that they're protesting that they don't like the stay-at-home order, but yet the sad irony is they just may have lengthened it. So it's your fault there, Michigan protesters, if it gets extended. Apparently you are now ground zero for any spread later on in life. Is she just like Trump, only just not as good a speaker as Trump, and the fact that she just doubles down and won't admit, hey, maybe we could revise some of this order. Maybe there is no difference between a sailboat and a motorboat.
A protest is not going to get that. I mean, she's trying to think logically, and she's trying to think how, we need to keep people home. So if I ban things in stores or if I do whatever, then it'll keep people at home, and then we can get through this faster. So why in the world would these people think that going down to the Capitol in crowds, two or 300 people out on the grounds, and then people in their cars and everything else, and causing chaos? Why would they think that is going to make it any better? I mean, it's a pandemic that's going on. You can't protest a pandemic. A pandemic is a pandemic.
I like your little soundbite. That's cute.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's about the pandemic. It's just about how the governor is handling it. But here in Florida, this county, Hillsborough County, they had a curfew law that went into effect on Monday from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning. And the community here complained about it. Just normal people living here complained about it. And they just pulled the curfew back.
Yeah, but why? Yeah, because nobody minds a lockdown if it makes sense. If you could give us a rationale for it. Why would you need a curfew from 9 to 5?
Maybe people. Have you ever thought that maybe people are giving Governor Whitmer problems because she is the new governor in Michigan? She is a woman, and she is a Democrat when a Republican just left office. Notice that everybody down there, they've got all these Trump 2020 signs up down here at the Atlanta Capitol. What does Trump 2020 have anything to do with the Governor Whitmer?
That's like saying, hey, on the left side, if somebody wore an Obama shirt, that it became an Obama rally. It wasn't an Obama rally.
Did you see the pictures? Huge banners on the sides of trucks and everything else.
People were excited about their president.
They were a bunch of idiot Trumpers. They were dumb. They were hillbillies.
So the majority of people that elected Trump in Michigan, it was a slight majority, so they're all dumb, right? See, that's your problem. Liberals are elitists. If they don't agree with you, then you're just a dumb hillbilly hick.
No, that was
I'm surprised, Nate, you're a conservative because you have 2 master's degrees. Oh, what? I'm supposed to be just as dumb as.
That was a dumb idea. Going down to the Capitol.
It was not. It showed the governor. Here's where it's dangerous.
What is the point? You cannot.
I'll tell you the point. They used to say.
It's not going to make it better.
All right. They say that. Have you heard of the silent majority? The silent majority, they say conservatives don't protest because they got jobs. It's kind of a joke, but it's true. We're more quiet about our politics, I think, when it comes out to protesting. Because liberals are always out protesting something. Travel ban, the pussy hat march, whatever. Hey, hold on, I'm not done. So this is a wake-up call to if you can amass that many conservatives to actually get out of their house and to go circle the Capitol and intentionally get in traffic when they don't even like big cities, guess what? You're in trouble because when the silent majority becomes vocal, oh Lord, wait! Remember 2010 with the Tea Party?
You know why conservatives are quiet? Is because conservatives are because conservative means it's not changing. Liberalism is changing. Like progressives, we're progressing, we're changing.
I know, from 2 genders to 76.
Is traditional. Would you agree that conservatives are traditional?
We're slower at that. Yes.
No. So the reason why they're quiet is because the ones that are quiet are the ones that aren't thinking. Because conservatives, they keep things they like things to stay the same. They don't want to change. Changes work.
No, that's not why. First of all, conservatives work harder than
work physically, so they're like, let's keep things traditional.
Lord.
That is the reason why they're quiet, is because they haven't. And progressives and liberals are the ones who are louder because we are the ones because working to change things is work. That is why we're loud. That is the reason why.
That's why you piss off more people than you get on your side.
That's the reason why we win elections based on marketing alone, because we're better at it.
No, you aren't. Your marketing team is called the mainstream media. Go ahead, Kareem.
Well, I could just say she needs to listen to the people and maybe just relook at some of the policies she has in place for the coronavirus and everything will be better.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Good progressive.
To the people.
Yeah. All right, so Joe Biden says, man, I'm probably not going to be able to reach Trump's base in 2020 election, he says. There are people who support the president because they like the fact that he is engaged in the politics of division. Talking point. They really support the notion that, all Mexicans are rapists and all Muslims are bad, which is a lie. We never said that. And dividing this nation based on ethnicity and race. First of all, nobody divides this nation more on hyphenations. I'm a gay American, black American, Hispanic American, this American, that American, than the liberal left, because they can make you a victim. They can get you to be a voter. And to sit there and say that all Trump voters think that all Mexicans are rapists, we didn't ever say that. What we said is that Mexico, when they allow people to immigrate north, are not letting their best scientists immigrate north. They're letting the people, instead of locking them up, they let them out of prison to go north.
No.
Yes, a lot of them are. That's why every week, if you read, hold on. You haven't. It's not your turn yet. That's why you could get on the ICE website and they'll do a lot of stories. This week at the border, we caught 20,000 people. Of that, 193 were convicted rapists here in the United States. 23 are wanted for murder. Whatever. Listen, illegal immigration by itself is illegal. So no matter what they did, they are crossing the border illegal.
Okay, no. If you take any group of people, white people, black people, Hispanic people, any group of people, you are going to find a percentage of those people who are criminals. Okay.
Okay, so you agree with what Biden said? Because this is about Biden saying he can't reach Trump's base because we believe all Mexicans are criminals. Do you think that all of Trump voters think that all Muslims are bad and Mexicans are rapists?
I think that among the Trumpers, Trump, the whole time that he was running, he said with this look on his face, well, we're going to build a wall.
We are going to build a wall.
Obnoxious way like that. He is a divider. He divided this country. This country was divided before. It is polarized now ever since he took office.
Yeah, thanks to the liberals. Yes, it is.
No, thanks to him and his big mouth. You remember when he called Miss Universe, Miss Housekeeping because she was Hispanic? It's because of him.
I never heard that, and I'm not laughing at that.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not a black American, African American. I am a true blue American.
Yeah.
That's my take on this.
That's your take?
Are you blue?
True blue.
You're not red?
She's talking about blue being Democrat, red being Republican.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying.
So Democrat president, he's unlikely to reach those Trump voters. Guess what? His big appeal and electability was that he was going to get, because he's a Scranton guy, he was going to get those white working class votes to come back. Guess what? Talking like that, he's not going to. Sounds like he's already resigned himself. But he didn't even say all that. He was just barely remembering that. He probably didn't even know who wrote that. So now, next slide. Georgia Democrat Representative Vernon Jones endorsed President Trump. Jones views Trump as a transformative figure who has helped the black community. Next, on the same slide, I got four headlines. The Trump campaign wants to win the votes of evangelicals of color. Memo came out that is where they're going for. Christian evangelical blacks. Liberal groups are so scared now, Washington Post, that liberal groups have launched ad campaign to counter Trump GOP effort to woo black voters because they see the polls where the black males especially are coming over in more numbers than ever before. And another poll, black VP pick could boost Biden. Now they're saying, hey, don't you dare pick a white woman. You better pick like Kamala Harris or something, because the liberal left is very scared right now. They're very worried because if the polling holds true and Trump is getting 24% favorability with the black male vote electorate, then that's enough to push him over the edge and win the election. And that is very worrisome to them because the Democrats are used to about a 95% vote for the Democrat ticket.
Well, it's been black people have made up about 10 to 15% of the vote.
No, I know, but of the black people, 95% of the black vote went to the Democrat.
Of the black people, about 90% went to.
Really? So
I mean,
exit polls show that he only got 8%.
That's typical for an election. I mean, and if that never changes during this election, I'd be surprised. But
if they said if he gets 18% of the black vote, like his polling is suggesting, then the Democrat Party already knows that they've lost, because he's going to get about 30. Bush got 40% of the Hispanic vote. He got, I think it was like 30 something percent Hispanic vote. But if he can peel off another 8-10% from the Democrat Party, he wins this election. That's how crucial the black vote is to the Republican Party, and that's why you're starting to see the Blexit hashtag BLEXIT, Candace Owen and all that. By the way, did you look her up?
Yeah, I looked her up. She had a strong movement. Black people should recognize that, though. The black people, we should recognize that, we have ability to affect change in this country if we go out and vote. So let's see if black people see that and they're able to, take advantage of that opportunity. Instead of complaining, go to the polls and vote.
Yeah, true. But also look at the totality. I urge all my black friends and their families and stuff in the city of Flint and all that. The most atheistic party comes out every 4 years and finds Jesus and comes to their churches, claps and talks about hot sauce in their backpack like Clinton, Hillary did and all that. And it's so disingenuous, man. Don't fall for that nonsense. It is so disingenuous. If you're going to be an atheist, don't go to the black church and ask for votes. Stand outside of it.
I totally agree. I'm an atheist. I 100% agree with that. And when she did that, now I don't think that she's an atheist. I don't think that Clinton is an atheist.
No, she's a Methodist. But
she. I remember when she did that, and I remember watching, and I just remember being like, ugh, because you knew she was acting. You knew it was fake.
It was a fake setup question. Hey, ask me what's in my backpack. Oh, okay. Hey, what do you got in that backpack? Oh, I got hot sauce. First of all, it's just damn racist. Why don't you just say, hey, I got any other stereotypical thing that could have been in her backpack?
Yeah.
A bucket of chillings. But, hey, I can't believe that you said Democrats are atheists.
No. The Democrat leadership, largely by and large, is atheist.
No.
Yeah, they are.
I don't think so.
A lot of Republicans.
I think we have probably the most atheists on our side, but I don't think that already are atheists. I think they at least affiliate with the church. It's actually pretty rare still in our country to have atheists. It's growing.
For a politician to admit that they're atheists. Yes.
It's the fastest growing group of people out of any religion or non-religious groups. Atheism is.
Of course, it is,
because we're logical.
But even those that are close to President Obama, they said, yeah, he'd go to church and stuff. But more overall, he was more of agnostic, if anything. Bernie Sanders admits he's agnostic or probably atheist, even though he's born Jewish. Huh?
It's so this is going to go philosophical if we go down this.
Yeah,
road.
We don't want to go philosophical. Yeah. What I'm saying is, quit using people. I don't pretend if I was running in Detroit area where there's a high Muslim population, I'm not going to your mosque every 4 years because it's not me. I wouldn't do that because it's disrespectful to you.
I would go if I was invited, and I would make it very clear that, this is not, I'm clearly an atheist, but I'm going to go to show respect.
Right, if they offered me to go to their fellowship hall and have a potluck with them, of course.
They just invited you just to get to know their
culture. But to sit there and be in the church and clapping, and Hillary Clinton goes to a Methodist church, so they're very somber. She's not, nothing worse than seeing an old politician in a Pentecostal church.
That's politics, though, because, in most African American communities, the pastors and the bishops, control the vote. So that's politics.
And that's where it's getting dangerous because a lot of them, you saw that, I think it was Aretha Franklin's funeral where that was a black conservative pastor that spoke in Detroit. And, a lot of people vilified it, but you're getting a lot more of the pastors and bishops that are starting to kind of come to the center.
I remember that. And then they had the hashtag respect Ariana that came out of that.
No, that was that the same funeral? It was the same funeral, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was a different pastor that put his arm around her and did that, I think. All right, so 4 more headlines. Small business loan program is out of money amid impasse over new funds. The Democrats have blocked originally a bipartisan bill to add 250 or 300 billion more to this program. This is the program that keeps small businesses going. Like if you got shut down in the state of Michigan, your lawn care business, instead of firing people, you keep paying them off this money and they'll forgive the loan. If you actually use the money for what it was intended to, they'll forgive your loan after this crisis is over. And bipartisan. Everybody agreed to it, but because the Democrats want to throw more money in for welfare and all this other unrelated stuff, this is not meant to be another stimulus bill. This is a $250 billion bill just for this program, and they blocked it for the last 2 weeks. Now it's actually out of money. Money's gone. All applications are on hold or being denied thanks to the Democrat Party right now. What do you think?
Well, did they do it? Was it either or? Like either we're gonna do this one, or we're gonna do.
They said no riders. They don't want any riders. They don't want extra welfare funding or gun control or any of the other stuff that people's wish list, whether it was right or left. They said this is $250 billion, 100% of it to go to this program. And
as long as it's an extra thing and it doesn't take away from the poor, because the best thing that you can do is get money directly into the hands of people.
The best thing you can do is keep businesses going, because then when this artificial crisis is over, which it is, it's not structural like the 2008 or the Great Depression. We need businesses to start right back up as soon as they're allowed to.
Oh, we need to keep the economy going right now. Even if businesses,
that's what this does.
Hand money to people and wait for it to be spent in the future in order to keep businesses going. We need to have money in the hands of people so you can keep whatever they can buy and whatever they can.
So that's what this program is doing. What it's doing is keeping businesses paying their employees and ensuring that they have a job when they're allowed to go back. And the Democrats are playing. All right, next headline. This one, I think he deserves it. He's been such a pain in the ass of the president. Senator Romney is the only GOP senator not on new White House coronavirus task force. In other words, all the other GOP senators are on the task force. Romney has been not included, which totally down with. That guy's been a big pain in the butt. He is to us what I guess Kristen Cinema down that news thing is going to be to the Democrats. What do you think? Just take my ball and go home, or
me?
Yeah.
I think that Romney.
I bet you. Wait, time out. Before you start, is he your favorite GOP senator? Be honest.
Well, you know what though? I loved McCain before McCain.
I bet you did, because McCain was Romney, what Romney is now, a big sellout.
Well, and that's why I remember him. It's because Romney and McCain are a lot alike. Here's the thing is that's the reason why you Republicans get the reputation that you get with Trump. And Trump could say anything and you guys would eat it right up. It's because of this right here.
Really?
You have John McCain, who you supported a few years ago, you have Mitt Romney, who you just supported a few years ago in the elections. He ran in 2012
and acted like a conservative for a minute.
And now here he is, and he disagrees with President Trump, but he's still a Republican and he's still on your side. And you, oh God, he's a pain in the, it's all about Trump. That's the reason why you guys have such a bad reputation.
Let me ask you this.
You guys just eat up everything. Trump gives it to you, spoon feeds it to you, and you just eat it.
Yeah, I have plenty of sound bites of where I take Trump to task, including 2 nights ago. But let me ask you this, Natalie. You ever had a friend that was your friend until they got around their real friends and then they turned on you?
Yes.
Okay, that's what stupid Republicans like McCain and Romney do. They think that the press likes them, but as soon as they run for president, just like McCain and Romney both did, guess what? That media attention flipped and turned right against them.
Well, or maybe you guys are demanding 100% loyalty from somebody, which is weird if it's not 100%, like it doesn't warrant 100% loyalty,
Yeah,
like the idea is flawed, but you're like asking for 100% loyalty. That's weird and it's unhealthy.
It's unhealthy. All right, go ahead, Kareem.
What happened to Sarah Palin?
Yeah, look what they did to her. They eviscerated her.
Sarah Palin had it coming. She had people who worked with her and gave her talk.
You want to talk about women that get beat up in the media?
She would no. Sarah Palin. Listen, go back and listen to her clips. She was a dodo.
Oh my God.
Hey, can I tell you something? AOC said more stupid things and the media barely picks it up. Only right-wing media picks it up. Sarah Palin, Michelle Bachmann, any conservative female that will ever run for office will be unfairly treated. It doesn't matter. Women's organizations, they turn a blind eye to it. They should be happy that women are breaking ceilings. But guess what? Sarah Palin was mistreated horribly. Now, did she say stupid stuff? Yeah, it was mostly because she wasn't allowed to be herself, because McCain's handlers, who, by the way, are now all on MSNBC now, like on Morning Joe, they were idiots, and they kept trying to stifle what she really should say. Now, did she say some stupid things? Everybody does. I say stupid things every single day. They beat up.
That's some really stupid ones.
The way they treated Palin versus they treated Clinton is night and day. The way they treated Palin versus AOC or Michelle Bachmann versus AOC, night and day. All the free press and all the free passes that Ilhan Homer gets.
Here's the problem with Palin. Palin and her, anti-women, stances on, and her,
Talk about name one anti-woman stance.
Woman who's coming out against feminist ideas.
Like what?
Already. So feminism is the great unifier, supposed to be, of women. And she comes out against it. But if for Christian religious family values, which would be fine, except then she has a daughter who gets pregnant because it works so great.
Okay. Our parents were both ministers.
She was a walking problem for your party. She was a walking problem.
You can't always control what your kids do. Now, Sarah Palin was mistreated for the sins of her kids. First of all, kids were never even supposed to be brought into this. And but kids are usually off limits. Chelsea Clinton was off limits. Melania and the other girls was off limits. Jenna Hager Bush, they were off limits. Kids are supposed to be off limits. And what Bristol Palin does, but stop. But when Sarah Palin, just because she doesn't toe the line on abortion, first of all, there's nothing more pro-women than making sure that little girls aren't aborted, in late-term abortions.
What?
Yeah, that's just because you don't believe in abortion doesn't mean you're not a feminist. Go ahead, Kareem.
Man, they treated her unfairly, man. They just ran her through the news, and it was terrible, man. Wasn't she single at the time when she was running with McCain?
No, she had she's single now. I think they filed for divorce, but yeah, she had a husband. Yeah. He was gonna be the second dude, is what she called him. But
Sarah Palin. Yeah, she ran with McCain.
Yeah, she ran with McCain, but she wasn't married.
Yeah,
she was married at that time. DOJ.
They drug her, man. It wasn't fair.
Yeah, it wasn't fair, and we needed to demand fairness.
I'm telling you, I don't care anymore because it was years ago. But I'm telling you, she was nothing but a problem for your party.
Well, I'll tell you, she was a little problem, but McCain was a bigger problem because he's just a wimp. DOJ lets companies skip paying penalties during the pandemic. Now, I disagree with this, and I'll tell you why. A lot of these companies that owe the government millions of dollars of fines they're doing $1 million crimes like ripping off Medicare and Medicaid. One owes the government $40 million for Medicaid and Medicare fraud. Bottom line, if you did the crime, do the time, pay your fine. I understand that we're going through a crisis and they might not, but think about that before you go ripping off the federal government by $40 or $60 million. What do you think? What was it that we all learned? All three of us were in the Army. Never F with the government's money, man. They can F with yours, but man, you don't use that government travel card for strip clubs.
No, they give you $100 to take back 99. So
that's right. And you never try to hide it from them.
Have you ever been on the other end of a flipple?
Yeah, but most of my audience will not know what a flipple is. But yes, have been there. I've had zero pay dues and all that where I had to fight, and it takes forever for you to get your money back. But guess what? Never F with the government's money. And you know what? Think about that because maybe we'll get into a crisis and you still owe it. But apparently DOJ is being nice. They're saying, hey, you guys, you're not getting out of your fine, but we're allowing you to delay your payments until this is over. Michelle Obama set to lend her star power to Biden. What it is all these people are coming out this week. If you notice, Obama came out, Warren came out. All of them are endorsing Biden because they're trying to generate media because he's not getting it right now. And I saw a poll from Civics. Civics is a very liberal polling organization that I participate in. And guess who has a lower approval rating than even Trump? Joe Biden. In a very liberal poll, he has a 38% approval rating. That's not good for him trying to get elected. And he's hoping that Michelle Obama will bring back some of the African-American vote and, pump up the women's vote because she is a popular figure.
What polling are you using?
That's a very liberal one. It's called Civic, CIVIQ.
A good one for everybody is 538.
538's a poll of polls, and they had it terribly wrong when it came to that. But yes, I know Nate Silver. I've been following him for years before he even had 538. I
don't understand how, out of all the Democratic politicians that could run for president, Joe Biden was the best one.
I mean, but see, that should piss you off, Natalie. That should piss off Jeremy Colby, who's been on the show, like the guy. Not his politics, but I like him. All the liberal left, you guys should be pissed off. The way I feel about Romney is how you guys should feel about your boy Biden. I'll tell you why. And Clinton. Because both times, I'll tell you what, the biggest fear deep down inside of my conservative friends, including my friend David Goad, who I was in the Army with, telling you what, was Bernie Sanders taking on Trump, because Bernie's a populist and would have peeled some of that Trump support away. Bernie would have given Trump his best run 2016 and in 2020, and both times.
In 2016, Bernie was on track to slaughter Trump.
He could have.
The DNC messed with the elections, causing Debbie.
Wasserman Schultz, yes.
She was the head of the DNC.
Yep.
Caused her to have to apologize and resign because she meddled with the election.
And then the person that took over for her had to do it too.
We got stuck with Hillary, which nobody liked. So have divided up our party because half the people voted third party because they just couldn't stomach voting for Trump.
And what do you think they're going to do for Biden?
Over to Trump, and so Trump became president.
All right, we got only a few seconds left before we're going to get cut off here. Then Donna Brazile took over as the interim chair and got caught feeding questions to Hillary Clinton against that. So guess what? What my point is I would be pissed the hell off if a party that's named after democracy, the Democrat Party, has acted this way both in 2016 and 2020. There was a news story, I didn't put it on here, but Obama actually worked behind the scenes to make sure that Bernie did not win. And and they've done that 2 times now. The liberals should sit this one out.
I like Obama, but Obama did 100% put his influence on to Biden.
All right, let's move on. Oh, Kareem, real quick, go ahead.
What happened to Bloomberg?
He would have been a failure anyways. He was there for money. That guy pissed off the black vote with the stop and frisk. He would have never won anything. All right, final thoughts. Chris Cuomo's wife tests positive for coronavirus. The one thing I was hoping wouldn't happen. Here's what's crazy about this virus, man. I'm telling you, I'm in between, okay? I don't agree with the measures that Governor Whitmer took, but I also don't agree with the measures that South Dakota governor is doing right now, where she's taking a hands-off approach and skyrocketing there. Okay, something in between. Obama said it's never as bad as it seems, never as good as it seems. It's always in the middle, and I agree with that. This guy got coronavirus, got his whole family tested. They were all negative, so he was the only one positive. Went down into his basement to live. He's been hyper like away from his family, right? And you know he's rich, so his basement isn't just a normal basement. He was actually away from his family, right? And and she still got it. There were other news accounts that in Japan or somewhere over there, South Korea, that people that were 10 floors away from their another resident that had it, would get it somehow through the air pipes and stuff. This thing is catchy, okay? That's why this lockdown may not even work at all. You guys each got about 30 seconds because we're about to cut off.
I think that we should continue to social distance, and that makes it, even if that's true, then that even makes it more,
Prayers to her though, and that family. Or you best thoughts and wishes or whatever.
I'll send her love and good vibes.
Yep. All right, go ahead. So you do believe in atheism if you believe in the universe. But go ahead, Kareem.
Another great show. I think the country is headed in the right direction. We started off a little rocky, but I think if we continue to social distance for another 2 weeks or so, just see how this thing plays out, I think we'll be fine.
All right, hey, thanks for having you being on the show. We are literally going to get cut off here in less than 60 seconds. So, love, peace, and we'll talk to you guys on Monday. Love, peace, and hair grease. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys on Monday. See ya. All right, go mute.
This has been Nightcaps with Nate. Please join Nate for a nightcap every weeknight at 9 Eastern here on Facebook Live.